And action. Your lifetime. So, okay. Yeah, so last night I basically all I did was, research everything regarding, the stocks that we are holding and I'm worried about Coinbase. You want to know why?
How come?
Kathy Woods bought $275,000 million at 386. So I'm shorting it today. I'm going to short 100 million of it. I'm just off 100 million.
Kathy Woods is one of those people. She does not care if it goes back down to 250. If she bought that many shares, that means she thinks it's going to 1,000.
Oh, really?
And she doesn't care if it takes 3 years or 5 years. And I don't know. I haven't made up my mind on that stock yet. That company has massive, massive potential. But what's got me frustrated is what it's doing to the rest of the stuff in that space, because people don't understand one thing's got nothing to do with the other. All the mining stocks took a beating yesterday, and it makes no sense.
And explain to me, as a quote-unquote non-professional investor, what you look at to come up with your analogies.
So Coinbase, first of all, Coinbase, well, we'll talk more about the
hang on a second. Tom needs to write you need to write a resume of your experience so that people understand. Tom's the bean counter in the back room, taking and counting the beans. And he did this for Fortune 500 companies for a large firm that goes in and audits them. And he was the manager. I call you manager, or what can I call you?
Yes.
He was a manager at these companies, so he understands the analytics better than most. Okay, go ahead.
So for Coinbase, it IPOs, and it wasn't really an IPO, but that doesn't matter. It comes out at a market cap, I think it was 85 billion. So it was fluctuating between the high 80s to some points in the day over $100 billion. So Coinbase's business is in cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin makes up more than 50% of the entire cryptocurrency universe. And that number fluctuates. It's been as much as 90% of the cryptocurrency universe. So, it's the monster in there. So Coinbase's future is absolutely directly tied. Coinbase's future is tied to Bitcoin 100%. They are linked at the hip. So if everybody's all in on Coinbase and it's worth $100 billion, then it doesn't make any sense that the Bitcoin mining stocks would go down, because a vote for Coinbase is a vote that you believe Bitcoin has gained wide-scale acceptance and is going to be here going forward, right? This exchange is worth nothing. If everybody thinks cryptocurrencies are worthless, then Coinbase is worth nothing, because all they do is facilitate people moving around cryptocurrency.
Do they have their own coin?
No, they don't have their own coin. They don't mine any coins.
They're just a swap.
Right. They're just like NASDAQ. They're exactly like the New York Stock Exchange. They're a platform for people to trade, except not stocks, coins. So this is a massive endorsement of the crypto world. And so it just doesn't make any sense that if everybody's massively endorsing the crypto world, why would all the Bitcoin mining stocks get crushed? Because the only question with the Bitcoin mining stocks is Bitcoin real and is Bitcoin staying around? So you can't answer yes when you're trading Coinbase and no when you're trading the Bitcoin miners. That's like a overview. I mean, I could go off on this topic and get deeper than that, but just as a general rule, it's like they're being treated, they're going, well, Coinbase is using up all the money in the space. It's a better, more direct play on Bitcoin, which is totally false. You know what the best play on Bitcoin is? The people that just get Bitcoin as a business model, right? From nothing, they get Bitcoins, the Bitcoin miners.
And when you look at companies, I believe Bitcoin miners have probably the highest margin out of any Fortune 500 company out there.
Right, and they're trading as micro cap and small cap stocks. Their margins are out of this world. Coinbase's margins are great too, but no.
But I bet you it's still higher. I bet you the
yeah.
the miners are still way higher.
Right, the margins are higher, and they're only going to get. See, here's the thing. Let's say Bitcoin doubles. Coinbase's profit margin isn't getting any better in that scenario, or marginally better. If Bitcoin doubles, all the Bitcoin miners' gross profit margin goes through the roof because their cost is, to a certain extent, I won't say fixed, but close to fixed, right? Their cost is energy. So the more Bitcoin goes up, the more their gross profit goes up. So it doesn't make there's no argument. I don't know. If somebody wants to leave a comment and tell me what the counterpoint to this is. Somebody tell me how Coinbase good equals Bitcoin miners bad.
I was reading an article from somebody saying that he thought the valuation of Coinbase should be $1 billion.
Yeah,
and I understand the rationale behind it.
Yeah, but these people, look at how much money. This is how I always look at this. People, I was reading an article, a company put out, I won't say a short report, they put out a comment the other day, and that Riot should be a $2 stock because that's its net asset values. Well, net asset value has absolutely nothing to do with what a publicly traded company's stock value is worth. You got to look at profits, cash flow, right? If they're going to make, literally, if you go look at Riot, they're going to make $2 a share in profit this year. So for somebody to argue that the stock should be trading at $2 is ridiculous, right? Because you add all their assets up put together and they're worth $2 a share. Who cares? They're going to make $2 in profit. You know what's worth $2 a share? The cash they're going to have in the bank in 12 months. Right? I mean, it makes me crazy.
So what happens if we see a downturn in Bitcoin right now? What if we see, do you think we're going to see the 40s and the 50s again?
Even if for some reason we retest, 48 seems to be a number. So let's argue, okay, not only do we retest 48, but Bitcoin is forever impaired and it goes down to 48,000. These companies are still going to make virtually the same amount of money, right? Because their electric cost per Bitcoin is, a lot of these companies have their cost under $5,000 a Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin's trading at 48,000, all right, well, 48,000 minus 5,000, they make 43,000 in profit of Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's trading, obviously the more the better, but show me another industry that has that kind of gross profit. That's still astronomical. The only argument against these mining companies is Bitcoin's a fad. Bitcoin is going to do, in the past, Bitcoin has had massive dips, 70, 80, 90%. So that's the only argument to say that the miners are no good is Bitcoin's going to go down 90%, and at down 90%, the numbers don't work anymore.
So, and this is just conjecture, my next statement, I don't know anything. But what happens if a bank falters? Do you think Bitcoin becomes stronger? And I don't think United States, by the way. I think across the pond.
I think that Bitcoin is a hedge against basically every other currency and every other asset. I think it's probably time to say we are not financial analysts. This is not financial advice. This is our morning conversation, so take it for what it's worth. These are our opinions, but in my opinion, Bitcoin serves as a hedge against stocks, against inflation, against fiat currencies. So those are its strengths, right? If we were to go into hyperinflation, where would you want your money? You'd want it in Bitcoin.
It's side note, hang on. I got a margin call yesterday already.
Are you kidding? No, that's not possible.
I'll show you the email.
Okay.
I mean, it's not possible, but they're like, can you please deposit X number of dollars ASAP into your account? So I was just like, are you kidding me?
That's not right.
I have a feeling, I won't get into it on stream, but I have a feeling that that's like a warning sign.
I can't fathom a reason why you would get a margin call. You invested a very tiny percent of your money. You're covered on that times 10 right now.
I know. I'm just telling you that they said, please deposit X more dollars into your bank.
They are making that as difficult as possible. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, because we're at 100% covered already. They want it to be covered 200%. Even though we have a sell to open to cover it. And Tom explained to I just did a tiny little short. And people
we're dabbling in shorting. So George shorted an ETF, and with just a very small portion of his portfolio, and he bought a call against that to cover it. You know, if something goes wrong, that's an option. A call option is basically insurance against a short, because when you short something, you're hoping the stock is going to go down. Well, if for some reason the stock goes up, you're losing money on your short. But if you have a call on the same stock or ETF in this instance, then whatever money you're losing on your short, you're making on your call. So it's insurance. You're protecting yourself. So it's basically self-funded, but there's still rules on how much money you need to have to cover. There's still margin call rules that can come into effect. But you invested a tiny percent of your money, so something's not adding up. Maybe we'll look at it off screen, and then tomorrow, maybe we'll be able to tell people what happened, because something's up.
Yeah, something's up. Something's definitely up. Maybe they're looking in my best interest to help me out.
Oh, yes.
So that I won't lose any money.
I bet that's it. They have your best interest in mind.
Yes. All brokerage, all these firms, they all have your best interest in mind. Don't think anything else. This is a very nice world that we live in, and it's sunshine and lollipops. Right?
Joy.
Kumbaya. Right? People don't realize how bad it is.
Anytime somebody tells you they're doing something that you don't want them to do, but they're doing it for your safety or for your best interest, that's called a red flag. So use your own judgment.
TL stock. You know what that is? Have you even heard of it?
TL stock. No, I don't know what you're referring to.
I have no idea either. I was going through TikTok, so I figured I'd shout it out. TL.
Is it a stock? Is it a ticker?
Yeah, TL. I don't even know if it's a ticker.
It's not a ticker.
Yeah, see?
Well, here you go. This is a lesson 1. Don't take any stock advice from TikTok.
Well, what about all the people I watch for TikTok where they took $1,000 and in 375 days they have 2.2 million dollars?
Yes. All I can tell you is don't believe everything that you read. There's so many alternative investments. There's a big movement in these altcoins. There's a big movement in the non-fungible tokens. There's a massive movement on Twitter in OTC, microcap OTC stocks. There's a whole community trading these and talking about how they're all, killing it. And like 3 or 4 nights ago, one of the people fessed up like they were just totally in despair because they'd lost almost all their money. And like once that one person did that, they got so many responses. I know how you feel. I started with this much and I'm down to that. And it was sob story after sob story. That doesn't mean that somebody isn't making money, but this is how the market goes. That's like super high dangerous day trading. And, if you're either great at it or lucky, you make some money. But the other 90+% of the people probably don't fare so well.
So let's talk a little bit more, dive a little deeper into coin. I have a question. They said they didn't do an IPO, they just went direct. Do you think, I'll use the term whales, do you think nobody bought it before, yesterday at noon?
I don't think the fact that they went direct had an impact on their action. I think that, they did not have the day that everybody thought they were going to have. This was one of the most anticipated offering. Well, it was not really an offering, but this was highly anticipated, and speculation was running wild. And it did. If you see at the open, it ran. They put a price target of $250 on it. It ran up to $429. So the FOMO was there for the first half hour of the day. But once that market cap got way up over $100 billion, it just seemed to lose momentum and turn around. And there's Meet Kevin. Shout out to Meet Kevin. Watch his video last night, George. You're the one who told me about this.
I didn't watch it, but what did he say?
He did a video, what the bleep happened today, and he talks about Coinbase and shows there was some computer algorithm stuff that kicked in that seemed to correspond to maybe punishing Coinbase's. They got caught up in a larger computer algorithm scenario that drove the stock down all afternoon. So I don't know. Watch his video. It's not my theory, but it could very well be true. We'll see. And I'll tell you, last night, everything that I watched was, oh, wow, I'm shocked. Coinbase is a buy. They couldn't believe it was trading at the price it's trading at. So, the retail investor, the YouTuber, everybody is very excited. I think people thought it was going to run up to 400, 500 and spiral out of control. My opinion would be the same as it was yesterday. Wait for it, wait a week, wait a month, because these things tend to go down before they go up. It's still worth like $85 billion. So to put it in perspective, that is more than every single publicly traded Bitcoin mining company, all added up, put together, by far.
And what was their revenues?
They have good revenues. Their first quarter revenues. Look up their first quarter report. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's big money. They're doing very well. I think they had over $1 billion of revenue. I'll check. I don't want to just throw random numbers out there.
I'm looking. I added it here. It closed at 328. Oh wow. But here's the thing: what was their revenue? But what was their profit? That's the number I like.
Yeah, they had a good report. This stock is going to be like where we started this conversation. Kathy Woods bought a lot of this stock. They've got a great business model, assuming the cryptocurrency world doesn't fall apart.
It says 61 billion at the close yesterday is what it was.
The market cap should have been, I thought it was 85. Oh yeah, no, you're right. 61 billion at the close. Well, that's weird. That changed overnight. Because $250 a share was supposed to be $65 billion market cap. Remember, that was the math on it yesterday, so I don't know how it changes today. In any event, it's a massive market cap. Further research required. I don't think that 61 billion is right. One of them's wrong. Either they were wrong yesterday or they're wrong today.
Hey, you and I got to do breakfast. I was going to shoot over.
Okay.
You got any picks this week or anything? You've been kind of hiding on us, not giving us anything else, anything to stick our teeth into, Tom.
I know. This week I kind of am backing off because the retail stocks are all getting whacked. There's so much crazy activity. I don't want anybody to lose any money. So I'm just waiting for things to settle down for a minute.
Tom is this type of investor. He doesn't like to lose money because that means the other guy won.
That's right.
And so, if you guys want us to, anybody watch this, if anybody has a stock they're interested in, shoot it, send it to us, and we'll feature it in the next day or two. And what we'll do is we'll go through it and we'll see if it's see what the matrix looks like on it. There is a new website. I don't know. Have you heard of that website, Fin VIX or something like that? That thing, you want to talk about overanalyzing stuff, at least to me. That's insane. That's insane. By the way, Riot's up 1%.
1%. Down 15% yesterday.
And how does Canadian stock have pre-market trading? Do they have their own little thing up there?
Well, they're traded on their, so in the United States, we trade those as an OTC and there's no pre-market, but they are listed on their own exchange in Canada. So if you're in Canada and you're trading on that exchange, sounds like they have some pre-market trading going on. We don't have access to that. The U.S.
What about Bitfarm, the little $385 million market cap company?
Bitfarm.
$4.34. 13% down yesterday.
Let's have everybody look at Bitfarm tonight, and we'll talk Bitfarm tomorrow. That's one that I think very good things about. Let's just say that today.
Is this going to be the next IPO?
This is going to uplist from over the counter. They're going to switch to the NASDAQ. They've already put their application in. It's pending. It seems to be imminent. So sometime in the next anywhere from 1 week to 1 or 2 months, this is probably going to be a NASDAQ stock, which is a huge game changer for them. So, and meanwhile, they tanked yesterday.
How about this? They gave somebody Mr. Darcy Doynell. They gave him 50,000 stock options at $6.39. So that guy has stock options, and we're already $2 below that, basically $2 and nickel below that.
Right.
And he is a chartered professional accountant, a CA. Are you a CA?
CA is a Canadian designation, so that's like the CPA here in the United States.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So
Tom didn't keep his CPA up.
No. I'm out of that. I'm long since out of that business.
He's one of the older. They were founded in 2017. Yeah, so they're And just so you know, each facility is powered 100% with environmentally friendly hydropower. So that means the Niagara Falls is paying for this guy. You know what I mean? I guess there could be other mines up there, right? It says it's in Quebec.
Most of these mining companies have made a giant effort to go green with their energy. They were taking a lot of heat. That the amount of energy it takes to mine Bitcoin worldwide is a big number. It's kind of exaggerated because if you look at other industries, it's much smaller than some other industries, but it is a lot of energy. So they were taking a lot of heat. So they're in the process of or have completed converting over to clean energy.
So I have a question. This one says Bitfarms introduces 22 days ago, installed a hash rate of 1.2 EH. What does that mean?
So that's 1.2 exahash. That's 1,200 pH. So that puts them, that's very close to, there's 4 or 5 companies that are kind of the big dogs in this space. So Marathon has, I believe, if they've gotten all their machines online, they have 1.4 exahash. So that's their.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Now, having said that, they have machines lined up that a year from now they're going to have 10.4 exahash. So their big advantage is they've already got the purchase orders for the machines locked down, and nobody can find any of these machines. So Marathon and Riot already have their machines.
Oh my goodness, they just ordered. Wow. Unfortunately, I know the machines now, and they're using micro BTS 31 S's. Wow. That's awful.
Right now, anybody's buying any machine.
How about this one? We work to grow 3 ECA EH by the end of this year. So additional 3. So if they'll be at 4.2.
To me, when I look at what they're doing right now and the plans that they have in place, I think they stand a legitimate shot of being the 3rd biggest player in this space, behind Marathon and Riot. So this is not financial advice.
That's crazy though to think. I think they should change the ticker to BARF personally, but because they're puking up money. All right.